Back with another one, man. I'm on a roll. You feel me? But the making of French Montana and Sway Lee's Unforgettable. Now this is one of them songs that it just feels so good. Like when you hear the song, like it sounds like a good time. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, like if you know what a good time sounds like it just sounds like a good time. Like it reminds me of like summertime, chilling with my family, music playing, people dancing. Like it just gives me that vibe. You feel me? It gives me that vibe. Really good feeling song. So let's see how it was crafted.
The first we heard about French on it was when it leaked in November. We were like, yo, French is on it. Like when it was like French Montana releases like Unforgivable or something. And like on the artwork it said like Unforgivable. And I was like, man, they couldn't even get that part right. Like, jeez. So One Mind is a group of 3 producers, me, Sebastian, Michael Lohmeyer. We're all from Indianapolis. We all make music together. We also work independently. We're not together, but we bounce ideas off each other. We've been working with Rare Middles a lot, and that's his vibes, a lot of like dance hall. So that was kind of like the aesthetic that we had been like working on the past few months in terms of like
almost ahead of the wave.
Yeah. As far as like the actual beat, the day of. Actually, I was down at Indiana University at their spring weekend, which is like a huge party. It's like their big party weekend of the year. So I'm like out with my friends, just like going to this party all day, just like having a great time, getting super lit, whatever. And then I see this message on my Twitter from Oliver, like OVO Oliver, and he's like, yo, this is like our last session for views. Like send some more shit. If you guys have any last ideas, send through. So I see it, I'm just like, oh shit. Well, I guess I probably do have to like make something right now. So I kind of like ducked off back to my friend's house, kind of did a little session for like 4 hours, and that turned out to be the Unforgettable beat. And I sent it back to Oliver, and he was like, yo, this is fire, like hold on to it or whatever. Like obviously it didn't end up using it, but yeah, I think it worked out for the best. So the first thing I started out with was this little, some reverse guitar chords. So it was like a guitar chord that was in a pack or something that I like transposed and like rearranged. I actually put a little delay on it, and I automated the delay so you can kind of hear it like changing pitch a little bit as it's. Let's see if I can do it. I think the next thing was I probably put the bass in just to like see what kind of like vibe that would give it. So this was the next thing that happened. And this bass I put like a bit crusher on, just kind of give it like a different feel.
Kind of like scream.
Yeah. And then I had these kicks. So once I had that going, I knew it was about to be a good little song for sure. I mean the kick is like where the pulse is at, so. The kick is kind of what like sets that foundation for the whole like vibe of the song. So I kind of wanted to have that like 4 on the floor knock just because I knew like that was like the dance wave, that was what everyone was going crazy for. So and then after that I put in the steel pan. I put another bit crusher on that too, just to give it like more texture, a little more atmosphere, just make it sound different. Because I knew a lot of people had been using that sound, so I didn't want it to sound like exactly like what everyone else was doing, so I tried to just like mess up the sound a little bit. And like when I played it worked. I just played it like right off my laptop keys, and it just worked really well. I didn't necessarily think that was gonna be like the crazy sound in the beat, but like that's the part that like everyone's been saying is like really cool. So yeah, I have a lot of little just like ambient like vocal chops, that I just like keep around in my database.
I can hear the ambient vocal chops like under like Sway Lee's vocals in the song for sure.
This little voice right here, and then I put in this synth right here. And this one I didn't really put too many effects on this. It was just basically as is. I just kind of took out some of the frequencies to give like the voice more room, but that was definitely a really cool sound that I think brought the beat to like another level. That's basically it. Like on the original beat, there was this like crazy like slow down at the end. And And Sway actually recorded like a whole like 16 bar thing to
they
that
got
part,
an
and it was
outro.
really cool. Yeah. But that didn't make it onto the final record. But I think they really like picked the most like concise version of the bars and like pieced it together in a way that I thought was like pretty smart and pretty cool.
One of our homies, he's like boys with Sway, so he actually played the track for Sway, and then Sway jumped on it, and then I know they had a bunch of ideas whether or not to keep it or to shop it around, and then eventually got leaked with other artists who weren't on the final version, and then
Right.
yeah, there's a bunch of versions going around, but then ultimately French decided he wanted it, and then he kept Sway on it, and then bam, it was a masterpiece.
And what's funny, because this is where it starts to get to the point where like I had my original version and then I passed it off to Yegan, and he kind of like actually just opened up the beat a little bit, like took out some of the extra sounds that I had put in, gave it more space, added like some different drum sounds. So there's like a section where the drums actually switch up. Yegan, I just like really respect him as a producer. He's super dope. So like I wanted to just see if he had any other ideas for it, just like some switch ups that could just like bring it to another level, and that was exactly what happened. So I just sent it his way, and like right away he was like, yo, this is fire. Like when he sent me back the new version, I was like, this is a smash. Like this song will go 100%. So as someone who like worked on the record in like at the early stages, and then to see like how much further they took it later in terms of like going to Uganda to shoot the video, like putting it out the way they did, it was all super cool. And then like this whole Unforgettable dance challenge, like the campaign, raise money like for the healthcare in the community, like that's super cool. I mean, you always want to see that. Like who doesn't want to see that? So I mean, like I just feel super blessed to be a part of that, and to just like see how like somehow I made this like beat in like in Indiana, and like the kids are dancing to it in Uganda. Like that's crazy.
Feeling like I'm fresh out boost. If they want the drama, got the ooze. Ship the whole crew to the cruise. Doing shit you don't even see him move.
Dope. Also another simple beat, simple yet effective. Like, hey man, if y'all not seeing a recipe, I don't know what y'all need to see to understand that simplicity is the key, man. It is, bro. For real. And what he said the second producer did, like he took out some stuff and opened up the beat more. And what I always tell you is you gotta leave room for the artist. So when he took out certain stuff to open the beat up, he was giving it room for French, Sway to, do what they do. So yeah. Until next time, man. Your boy gone.